I just want to invite you to the premiere episode of what is undoubtedly going to be one of the top, hottest cooking shows out there. And that's one of the hottest things it seems like right now. Everyone has their own cooking show, and I felt like there needed to be a cooking show for guys. Because guys, they tend to cook a little differently than women. We like to eat healthy sometimes, but we also like to keep the ingredients really simple. So that's what my aim is here today, is to bring you a new twist, if you will, on cooking, and give you some new ways of thinking. Some vitamin fortified chocolate chip cookies. Let me share my motivation for this particular thing, because we know that all guys like what? They love chocolate chip cookies. But we're in a mode where we're trying to eat healthier also. So I had a moment of inspiration, if you will, that I shared from a TV show that I watched, and also from this book that Kim's bought. This book, I don't know if you can really see it from there or not, but it's called Deceptively Delicious. It's actually Jerry Feinfeld's book, his wife's book. She's written a book that basically teaches us how we can mix in different vegetables into our kids' meals to get them to eat healthier without them tasting anything different or knowing anything different whatsoever. So that's one of my inspirations, and we'll just set that over to the side. Now my second inspiration is this. I was watching TV, and I really can't think of the man's name, but he does the outside shows, and he tells you how to survive out in the wilderness and things, and he was in Alabama. And he brought this very interesting fact to our attention. He said that the Indians used to actually use as a multivitamin deer droppings. And it actually showed him eating one of those deer droppings. And I thought, well, that's great and everything, but where would there ever be a need for that? The more I thought about it, I started thinking about how we hear so many times that the multivitamins and those things that we spend so much money on actually pass on through our bodies and are not absorbed by our bodies because our bodies are not prepared to use them. And then I got to thinking about the fact that sometimes our dog food actually has such a high level of protein and vitamins that it's actually better for us than what humans consume. And then I just carried that to the next logical conclusion. So what we're going to do today is outdoor edition of the cooking show. This is where we are going to actually use nature to help us cook. As with any type of product that you're cooking, one of the main things that you need to concentrate on is the ingredients. And today we're going to go out and we're hopefully going to find some ingredients for what we need to cook in just a minute. Let's look. Right. We have a small dog. His name is Dugan. Hopefully we can find exactly what we're looking for. Oh yes, there it is. That's it. Those are fresh too. This is going to be wonderful. We'll just scoop those up. As you can see, they're just a little bit dried out, which will be perfect for the recipe we're going to use. Simple, just 2 or 3 ingredients. That's all guys know how to do, right? So we're going to start out with is just a pre-packaged chocolate chip cookie dough. Okay, right here. And what you want to do is you want to just open up the package, and this already, as you can see, comes with nuts and things like that. So I'm going to have you to just break that into little squares, and we're going to make 6 cookies today. So we'll just take those 6 cookies, and we're going to kind of, you want to flatten them out, kind of like that, okay? That way, when you put the dog poop in, you can just squish it out in the center and then roll it back up into a ball. And then when you get ready to put it on the plate, squish them back out. Kind of centers it and keeps the taste from being too strong, if you will. So what you're going to get here is actually, there's been some discussion of whether chocolate's good for you. You're going to get all those vitamins that our little Yorkie, 14-year-old Yorkie's intestines didn't absorb and actually passed out and were laying out there in the yard being wasted. But thanks to this new cooking method, you're going to get to use all of that. So, okay, now, we've got all this kind of spread out on the plate here, okay? And what you want to do is you want to take the poop and break it up in little bitty balls and just put them all over the place, okay? I mean, you just want to really squish it down in there because nobody, I mean, I wouldn't want anyone to have to actually taste the poop. But actually, these are going to be some of the chunkiest cookies you've ever had in your life. And I bet they'll be the best for you chocolate chip cookies that you've ever ate. Okay? So what you do is you can see, now I'm going to show you a little bit of a close-up view, is I've squished all of the poop into the cookies. Oops, we dropped one there. Let's get that back up in here. Okay? And what you want to do is just take these and roll them into little bitty balls. Okay? Roll them into little bitty balls, and you really want to work that poop around good, get it mixed up in there. Okay, like I said, oh, there's a little hair in that poop, or maybe it's grass. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to just mix up this cookie dough, okay, until you have 4 balls, no pun intended. You got 6 little balls, and you just leave that sitting there for just a second, non-stick type surface. You actually want to just set them out there in little circles, okay, on the container, just like that. And we're just going to slide that right on in the oven here. Okay. The oven was preheated to 375 degrees. Just clip the finger off there. And to 375 degrees, just clip the finger off there. And we'll be right back with you in just a moment. But, one thing you really want to make sure that you do is not over bake these cookies. Bring them right out here. Actually, probably need to lay something down here so we don't burn the grill. Don't those look delicious? Check that out. So you really want to not over bake them because you want to keep the creamy texture of the poop. Otherwise, if it dries back up, it's going to really be crunchy and it's not going to taste very good at all. So the only thing we have to do now is just scoop these babies off into a plate. Allow them to cool for just a few minutes so they'll stick together for you. Before you know it, you're going to be out looking through your yard to see if you can find any dog poop to eat these same cookies. The vitamins, the nutrition, and probably even the taste is outstanding. Now, we've got the cookies, we've got everything we need. The only thing we need is to find some volunteers to taste test. Let's see what we can do.